Let's go. Go ahead, smack your hands, man.
Ready?
That right there gives him a place where he can start and stop. That way he know how to basically edit. And then I do the intro.
Yep. All right, so let's hear this intro.
Yo, welcome to the... Look, solutions, not tips, people. We have motherfucking Jamarcus and we got Chris Moore in the house today. A very special guest. But he's kind of feeling like family, so big things. Look, we had an emergency, at least they thought they did. And he come over here and did a few tricks and was like, y'all tripping. Motherfucking dogs is fucking fine. Fair enough. No shade. You know, this is their second litter, meaning my kennel partners. I have literally not been dealing with the puppies, so that's just the truth. They do the majority of it. They got a lot to learn. I don't know everything, but we got 10 more days with Chris being literally up the street. And we got to utilize all the people we know that can help us regardless, because this is still an educational moment for them. So, Chris, thank you for coming. We appreciate you being here. We're going to talk a little dog. We're going to talk a little life. We ain't going to get too personal, but let's start, simply with what you got you into dogs, man.
I bought a pet one day.
You bought a pet one day. You got to speak up a little bit.
I don't know. I just bought it. I mean, I've always been into dogs, man. I've always liked dogs, and what got me into animals versus what got me into breeding, totally different. Dogs are dogs. Everybody like them for the same reason.
Okay, well, what you like them for?
Same reason everybody else like them for.
Now, I don't know what nobody else like them for.
Just that companionship.
Okay.
Like, yo, Roscoe, let's go, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like that. It's like having a son that you can leave at home and don't have to deal with it.
For a little bit. And people, you hear that breathing and wheezing in the back. That is my Naka, a.k.a. Maya, man.
Yeah.
She's going through some changes right now, working through her own shit. So forgive her. So if you was going to give somebody advice on what it means or what it takes to really become a breeder, what would you tell them?
Like I tell you every time, man, you gotta enjoy what you do. And if you're gonna do it, start slow. Because a lot of people, when they get into dog breeding, they have champagne dreams with beer nut money.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they got 10 dogs, and then they wonder why they ain't making no money.
Yeah.
Because they get addicted to the buying. They get addicted to the, ooh, look what I got. You know, right now with social media, everybody buys things for likes. Like, oh, look at this picture of this dog I bought. You know what I mean? It's not, for me, it's not like that. You know, start slow and build up. You can't expect, I'm older, so like I don't understand how social media works as much as y'all do.
Yeah.
So like for me, when I started doing breedings, I wanted people to look at me. I know it's gonna sound dumb, like the Godfather, like, yeah, listen, I need you guys to breed these dogs. But that's what I wanted, you know what I mean? I didn't want to be that dude that was in everybody's inbox. I'm just not that guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't talk to people like that. I don't text. But when people, if he was just in my crib,
yeah,
my man was there like, yo, I need this, this, and this. I gave it to him, no problem.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But now, like, I kind of am like that dude now, because everybody, when they have problems, they call me. Hey, like, I can't get this bitch pregnant, or I can't get this, you know. My man just bought a Borable, and he was like, yo, his sperm's at 65% motility. What can I do? Mm-hmm. Boom, boom. I gave him a little remedy. Try this, and this first, before you count him out. And
so hold on, walk them through that too, because that's something that me and Ruben do some talk. So we got one coming about that, sperm motility, morphology, and how that affects it being frozen, how much you lose when it's frozen and stuff. I know this guy here, part of the story that we're not gonna go real deep into, but he had some reproductive issues, and issues meaning he couldn't get a girl pregnant for some time, or his yard pregnant. So he was like, yo, I gotta figure this out. And he don't play the blame game, so it's like, what could I do better? Mm-hmm. And that's what he did. So when you were talking about morphology and motility and a male semen, what are some things that can help keep that semen vivacious?
So a lot of times people think that it's some massive thing that you can do. There's 3 things that even men, me and you, can do: proper diet, proper exercise, and good sleep. Like literally, that sounds stupid. But if you're feeding your dogs, kibbles and bits, and you lock him in a crate most of his life, doesn't let him see the sun, and oh man, this motherfucker, he only got about 700 sperm. You can't blame him because you ain't doing nothing with the dog.
Yeah.
But like some of the guys who call me, I know that they work their dogs, or they let them out and play and exercise, and they feed them really good kibble. So there's some things that people can try, like I think it's like freeze-dried Norwegian mussels or something like that. But it works though. It really do.
Yeah.
So that check the pH level on your dog. You can check his pH level through, I think it's piss actually.
Yeah.
And if the pH level is too high or too low, you give them. I got something at home. I don't know the name of it. It's this big jar that they fucking hate, and you got to struggle to make them eat it. But that's what I had to do with one. I tried a lot of different things. There's a lot of stuff on the market. People into stud, oxy stud, and all that bullshit.
Yeah. Doesn't work.
I'm not saying it didn't work for me. I tried it. There was a few things that worked. That was one. And there was another one. There's a gentleman out in Cali by the name of Vincent. I don't remember his last name. He do Frenchies. Yeah. He had sent me something. And it was just in a white jar, and it was like ash based, and it worked. Oh shit! Yeah, I don't remember what it was. It stunk like shit, but it worked though. You know what I mean? Yeah. That and that freeze dried mussel, and there's another thing. I forget what it's called. It starts with an L. I'll look it up and let you say it. This is one of them words I can't say.
Yeah. Well, again, people, there's a lot of things that our dogs go through. And the dogs can't speak for themselves. So I think some of the tests don't exist, and some of the people who walked down the road got the answers. But at the same time, it does take you actually working your dog as well. Just exercise alone, keeping him vibrant and vivacious. It'll keep him busting them things you need in the bus so you can continue to build your program. I know Jamarcus is new to this breeding thing, man. What are some things you would tell a young cat like himself who's just now getting into potentially being a dog breeder outside of patience? He got me around, so I've told them that before every meeting, like, yo, y'all, we're looking at 5 years, some things could go wrong. We're going to pray that it goes right. When we get to the 5th generation of our dogs, we still hope that we get the things that we were working towards, but you just never know until you know, right? And you only know until they're born.
Mm-hmm. So if I was going to tell them to do anything, it would be to do as much education as you can. Yeah. Because education will save you money and it'll save you time. Yeah. And the reason I say save you money and time is because 20 years of fucking up, well, if you can avoid the oh shit moments, you'll get way faster. You'll get there faster than I will. You know, I mean, I remember having a dog, didn't know if she was going to have natural birth, didn't have money for a C-section. And I'm like, bitch, you better give birth. I'm pushing on the bitch stomach, trying to push him in a C, trying to pull him out. She tearing me up, biting me. So, I mean, if I'd have known what I knew today, it would have been a different story. Yeah. She calm now, look at her. So, here's that drug I was telling you about. This work right here.
Lectin?
Yeah. This work right here.
Yeah. Lecithin. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. So my question to you is on that part, of course, I'm very fortunate to have someone like Trevor in my corner to help me walk down this road, also walking the doors that not a lot of normal people can walk into in terms of being able to get in contact with people like such as yourself. So what would you tell other breeders out there who are trying to get into the game? How do they go about that approach, of course, and trying to get that education? Because there's not a lot of education out there in terms of there's only much YouTube you can watch. There's not really any books that you can do. I know, for instance, perfect example, I mean, your passion speaks for itself, man, because of how the way you talk about the dogs and everything, and even the things that you're willing to do as far as spending 5 years every single Wednesday going to a vet and, volunteering most importantly, but to better your education. Besides some things like that, what are some other things you would give other breeders advice in terms of how to seek that type of education?
So here's the thing. A lot of people are going to tell you to find mentors. They're going to tell you, find a good mentor. But in all these years that I've done this, I haven't found but a very, very, very select few people that have the information that I have in my head. As far as the medical side of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? As of now. 5-6 years ago, I was just as ignorant as them. Yeah. The other thing I would tell you is try to do what I did. Like for you, you're lucky. I can actually take you personally to my veterinarian and say, yo, my man, he wants to do what I did. Can he, he's a good friend of mine. So I'll be like, Brett, can he do it? He'll say, yeah. Exactly. I would tell you to try that because the things that you physically will learn at a veterinarian is totally different than what you think. Like, you don't think we're just going to give shots and, anal glands. Yeah. I don't do anal glands, so no, I didn't learn that. But what I did learn was, what's the side effects of too much Metro? Like, there's a serious side effect to giving out too much medicine. And I think a lot of times as being a home person, like, I'll just give it and it'll be all right. Some of them drugs have serious side effects.
Yeah.
Given too much.
Yeah.
Like, it can affect their bone growth. Like, so that's the thing. Like, I would definitely tell you to find a veterinarian.
Gotcha.
And the thing with veterinarians, though, it's I'm trying to think how I can say it. Veterinarians are different.
Yeah.
They're a different breed altogether. So you got to find one, to me, that does large animal. Small animal, they're not as understanding.
Yeah.
Large animals know, for an example, cattle. That's how I'm going to feed my family come the sale. Like, yo, I need these joints to be healthy so we can eat. Yeah. So, they take good pride in the fact that this dude's taking great care of his dogs. Where, I mean, these dogs, these cattle. Yeah. So, with, that's totally different, mindset from a dog breeder. Most of them, they be like, yo, you trying to spam after you done this one? I'm like, what? No, I'm a dog.
Spam?
Yeah.
Spay.
Oh, spay.
They always try to get you to spay or neuter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so when you get like a large animal vet, they're not like that. They're not like spay neuter. You know what I mean? They're they know that you are making a financial dividend, you know what I mean, off these dogs. So they understand it and they respect it. Where small animal veterinarians, from my experience, they judge you. As soon as you walk in the door, they're like, so this is our last litter? I'm like, what? I paid $10,000 for this bitch. No. This bitch about to have 2 more.
At least.
But that's what I'm saying. So, and the other thing is what I tell any person, I've told Trevor this, don't ever let anybody's greed or ego get in the way. The minute one of those two get in the way, walk away.
Man.
Walk away.
One of the things I love that Chris said too, we was talking just about what he was trying to build at some point. He might still be doing it, where he wanted to build a community of people that, I ain't gonna say the number, but just are basically pour wealth into a pot and everybody kind of comes out okay, while also building in some form or fashion, a more bulldog kind of oriented community. One of the things I've told them is everything is split down the middle, because the minute people do let their pride and ego get the best of them, then the money get funny. Then the business start going to shit.
But see, alright, so the group, there was 4 of us. Yeah. And as a bulldog breeder, it's, the number was $1 million. I wanted us 4 to collectively make $1 million. And for that to be said out loud to, the pedo fucks, oh, you making that much money off of dogs? Get a real job. You know what I mean? But when I was in the service for 16 years, barely making ends meet and on food stamps, where was you at then? You know what I mean? Like, so now that I'm making a good living, I want to bring people with me. Yeah. So I don't tell these people how to breed their dogs. I don't tell them, oh, that's a stupid breeding. I wouldn't do that. So if they ask me, hey, Chris, would you breed these 2 dogs together? I can see that you're going to get this trait, you can get this trait, you're going to not get this trait from what I see of the dogs. But I don't see the dogs in person, but this is what I can predict. So I don't tell people how to breed dogs, but what I do tell them is like how we are doing this with y'all right now. Like, you got to do stuff like this. Like, this is uncomfortable for me, as much as y'all might not believe me.
No, it's uncomfortable for everybody, man. I don't think that everybody I've come in contact with is not doing it.
But, after I've been doing this for a few times now, I watched a quote with Denzel. Yeah. And he says, if it's comfortable, I don't want it.
Of course not. Nope.
And look at this man. I mean, he's the reason we have great actors like Chad.
Oh man, that story fucked me up so bad when I saw that. Like, not even knowing.
Without him, we wouldn't have no Black Panther, he said. Yeah. I mean, he said this. Yeah. Like Chad said it before he passed, like, yo, without Denzel, we wouldn't have Black Panther. Yeah. And to me, that resonates. Like, that shit gives me the chills, my man. Yeah. Like, just on some real shit, because the reality is, it's a period if it's just you. If there's 4 of you, it's a circle. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to be by myself.
Oh, that's a good way. That's a good way. A period if it's just you, a circle if it's, and that right there, that creates a cycle, and a cycle people can mimic or learn from.
Yeah.
Exactly. But the other thing is, a lot of people, they get jealous. I'm not jealous. Like, I want you to do well. So for an example, in dogs, I'll give you an example so people can relate to it. So they pay a $5,000 stud fee, or they pay a $200 stud fee. I don't give a shit what it is. And then I turn around and make $75,000 off the puppies. And they're like, bro, I only charge you $500. Well, you told me up front what you wanted for your stud fee.
Absolutely.
I didn't try to, take you down.
Jordan's price is $160 for a shoe. They sell it for $2,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The price.
But that's how I look at dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I tell the man, listen, my stud fee's $2,000, he turns around and I sell a puppy for him for $4,000, I feel good for him.
Yep.
Like, I ain't trying to take no food out of his mouth. I got mine in the very beginning. Mm-hmm. If I wanted more, I should have asked for more.
Absolutely.
So to me, I just think that you want to have people around you that want you to do well collectively. So you just have to remember that.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, like, working with Trev, Riss and I, that's one thing that we love about it is the fact that it's not about the money, it's about the dog. And that's where I feel like a lot of people, who come in this business, they're looking at it about the money, not about the dog, how they can better the breed, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, hey,
I hear it so many times, many people. It's a cycle. I've been in for 20 plus years, and it's always a 5 year to 6 year cycle. You can see the new people come in, and there's a few ways to make a name for yourself in dogs.
Yeah.
Productivity.
Yeah.
Drama, or just have the biggest pocket.
Yeah.
Like, you come in like, yo, Maya, I got $100K for it right now. I mean, it don't make no sense, but they got more money than they got sense, so they'll spend it.
Yeah.
Or they'll come in and say, Maya, she a piece of shit. Yeah. Like, bro, you ain't never seen my dog. That don't matter, because Trevor's you a piece of shit too.
Yeah.
And this is what they do.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, nice dog. That's it. Like, yo, be humble. Like, for me, I see a lot of people, like they talked about, I just seen that bullshit ass stack off.
Oh God.
But you know what?
That was sent to me, and I sent it to everybody else, and they were infuriated.
But you know what though? That shit was dope. You know why? He made $5,000 to wake up that day. Think of it from the bigger picture.
I do. That's what I said.
5 G's to wake up and let his dog out the back door.
Yeah.
My man. So if I offered you $5,000 to open the front door and let Maya out, would you take it?
Oh, absolutely.
So in the bigger scheme of things, don't be mad at him. Think about how can you do something like that. And I think the dog world, they see negative because, this piece of shit made $5,000 off that raggedy ass dog.
Yeah.
I've seen the dog in person. I mean, he ain't my cup of tea. Yeah. But that don't mean I have to down that dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he made $5,000 for that day. I watched some of those movies or videos with my wife about Gary Vee, and he says write a number down every month. You meet that quota every month. Yeah. So if his quota was $5,000 for the sucker, he made it. Like, it is what it is. So to me, I don't be mad at him, and I don't understand why people get mad at that. Is it a poor representation or is it a good representation? It doesn't matter. To me, if you don't like something, personally, I don't like mayonnaise. I'm allergic to mayonnaise. So when I go to McDonald's, yo, listen, no mayonnaise. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was that easy. I don't have to eat it, and I walk away. I don't have to be his friend. I can block him. I don't have to see his shit.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people are like that so much. I seen a new one with Merles. Everybody's getting mad about Merles.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, no, I don't get that either. I mean, look, a fool gonna be a fool, and that's why our first breeding getting back in was a business move, to be clear. And I told them that too. Merle is a color that people enjoy. A lot of times people do buy for looks.
There isn't no sometimes.
Yeah, they buy because they want something that says, "Wow, I really love that."
Well, Merle, there's no two that are exactly alike.
Exactly, and that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, that's exactly why people want it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Hey, I got this thing. It's 104. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's why NFTs.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you were just telling me.
Yeah, that rarity.
That rarity is what they want. That's exactly what it is. So that's why Merle's always going to be a good seller.
Yeah.
Always.
Because there's no two that are alike.
It makes them feel special.
Do I like it? No. Do I prefer it? No. It looks like you spilled bleach on a dog. But you know what? I'm not the one buying them.
At all.
Yeah. So I don't give a damn what if that's just how, and I don't understand why more people can't be like that. Oh, you gotta preserve. Preserve what? Like, I don't understand. What are we preserving? The breed. Okay. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Well, so then what do you think about the etiquette of things? Because I think that's where some of them coming from. Now, I'm with you 100% on a lot of times things change. There's nothing we can do about it. They have to get better.
Well, listen. Here's what you ask them people. Hey, how are you talking to me right now? On my iPhone. You sure? Yeah. They'll look at you like you dumb. Yeah. So you ain't talking to me on a rotary phone.
They don't even know what a rotary phone is anymore.
So they ain't, remember, I don't know, y'all younger than me, but we used to have this long ass cord. And we'd be in the bedroom and your mom would pull on it. That means it was time for you to get off the phone. That thing comes slinging right out your arm. It was time to get off the phone. So we can evolve on a telephone. I mean, it's a perfect thing to look at. You know what I'm saying? So these people got electric cars. From a horse and buggy to an electric car.
Yeah.
So we've evolved as a society.
Yeah.
Why can't we just let things evolve the way they want?
Yeah.
You're not going to change anything.
No, it's only going to change, and that's inevitable.
Yeah. Change is inevitable, exactly. And so there's a saying, I think it says that you can only change what you can control.
Yeah. And most of y'all can't change yourself.
So, I mean, you can't control what people do, so you can't change it. So stop trying to look like Bitter Bob. Oh, fucking rules, and you ain't gonna change it.
Yeah.
So just let them be.
And no, I get that completely. So what would you say, you told me a number, but what does success look like to you? What does it feel like to you? Because, I mean, you've been...
Success looks like if the people around me are successful. It's not about me.
Yeah.
You can ask my wife. I don't know how much she sells one dog for. I swear to you on my life. I don't know how much money she sells dogs for. She just told me, hey, we got to buy a dog back because the little girl's highly allergic to it. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how much we paid for the dog. I don't know anything about it. I don't know how much we sold it for. I don't know how much we buying it back for. I don't know any of it because I don't breed. I like the money. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and, I don't do it for the money.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you because anybody who breeds dogs enjoys the money.
Yeah.
Got to.
So, but I don't do it for that. For me, I do it for the joy with the people around me. And the people who are truly around me will tell you that, damn, Chris really just wants us to succeed. Yeah. Like, my man was just at my crib. You physically were there. I gave him those stuff.
Yeah.
And he makes over $100,000 off of dogs. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. Handed it to him, people.
Didn't ask for no money.
No.
Nothing. Same thing I gave you.
Buying shit.
I gave you them 2 bottles.
Yeah.
No questions asked. Like, I didn't care. You know what I mean? I don't do it for that. I truly do it because if I'm the only one winning, that's not a circle to me.
And people, that's part of the reason why I even, have kind of put Chris in this predicament. I think we got to do it a few more times, but he's a person who has a good soul, good intentions. Now, the famous saying is, the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions, but when you meet people who are genuinely, and I told my guys this, I genuinely don't care about that money neither. I've been there, done that, seen it, and it never has inspired me. What it does inspire me is the opportunity to better people, and just better their views, their proximity of information they can retain, to challenge them, all that stuff. That is going to last. The money, I tell them, the easiest thing you can do is get paid. So the hardest thing you can do is find good people and find people who have good intentions, even if they don't know how to have good intentions sometimes. But I've come in contact with him, which is a good spirit, and I want to see more from him. Just in terms of success, he talked about their circle. Part of that circle of people is making sure you are putting stuff out there so that other people can join the circle. And I don't know that a lot of people. I think a lot of people know who he is, who you are, for that matter. So we're not third person. You hear who you are and what you're capable of. I don't know that they know how to benefit from you in the right ways, because they might think of you as a stepping stone versus walking in the direction with you. And so when I come in contact with people, I say, who can I? Like he said, who can I take with me? Yeah. Who want to really do this work and walk down this road? Because even if somebody gave us $1 million a day, it wouldn't change a fucking thing. I still need Chris, Jamarcus, and some others to help build the thing out. Like $1 million is just a step in another direction. It's another step to us bettering things, improving things for that matter. So he come over and help us, like I said, wanted to sit him down, talk a little dog.
So there is one person in the group, right?
Yeah.
And he calls me and says, "Yo, bro, I just want to thank you."
Yeah.
And I said, "For what?" Like, I just sent him a dog, so I'm thinking he's gonna tell me thank you for the dog. He's like, "Yo, this year we almost made 100,000 off the dogs alone, just the dogs themselves." My man, I swear to you, I got choked up. Like, hell yeah, my man. Like, yo, like on some real shit. Like, yo, I got geeked for my man. Like, I truly was excited for him.
You're supposed to be, man. That's what you're supposed to be. And I tell people, I've helped a lot of people be successful, and they come back and they still need my help. They're like, I don't want to tell you how much I made. I'm like, look, my price is my price. Kind of like Chris said. If you took my formula, if the things I helped lay out for you built your business and it's doing $8 million, and you just need me for another video, price is the price. I'm not going to be like, hey, I remember walking into a spot one time trying to rent it out. And I said, hey, how much does it cost to rent this place to do some shooting? He said, how big is your budget? I'm like, bro, what that got to do with the price, my guy?
Yeah. That's like when you sell a dog, they'd be like, they sell him to like a superstar.
Yeah.
Did you charge him? What?
No,
the price of the dog is the price of the dog.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, I don't care if Jesus himself bought it or like, we sold dogs. What's the dude's name? Ving Rhames. He was like, and everybody's like, yo, did you ask for more money? For what?
For what?
Listen, his check or his cash go in the bank just like everybody else. So that's the same concept, man.
Yeah, and that to me already lets me know you in bad business. So I'm like, I'm good, man. Thank you. But not really. Because if we got to look at, basically you trying to get me already. You set me up to be stuck. I'm glad I don't need that location that bad anyway.
Yeah.
I hate that feeling, and that's a big thing too. A lot of times, I think Maya Angelou said it, people will forget what you said sometimes, but they won't ever forget how you made them feel. Mm-hmm. And that is
deep.
Yeah. And I might paraphrase that you try to cut me down, whatever, but I'll never forget when I see you or if somebody else brings up your name, how I felt around you. Because one thing, unfortunately, that's very real is our fucking feelings. And those feelings come from good and bad experiences. Yeah. And most of my experience, I want to be good, if not great. And I want to make sure the people around me are having a good experience as well. Learning, working, improving. That's the most important thing to me. And for me and my team, at least. So those kind of phone calls always get to me too. Because I'm like, I'm glad you listened. I ain't want nothing from you. I could use some, lawyers charge by the second, by the minute per se, $275 for a conversation. Chris is one person, and Jamarcus, I was on the phone 4 hours last night talking to people about all the shit they going through, all the questions they had, even the shit that just happened with us with the cleft palace or whatnot. They're like, how'd you know? I'm like, and I'm happy to help. I'm happy to help because I hope it helps them avoid buying into the wrong dog or doing some of the wrong things or trying to better their program for that matter. But I'm not charging by the second. I'm just here to help, here to serve.
Yeah, so I can dig it, but that's what it's about though, having people around you like that. And for me, it's when my team wins. Yeah. I don't never tell anybody how to breed their dogs, but I look at you like you're my team if we're trying to make this money together. Yeah. I don't, like everybody's on Facebook, so they see what somebody be like, hey, I'm in Michigan looking for a puppy. You live all the way in Hawaii, buy mine. But your man who live in Michigan has puppies for sale, but you don't tag him. That tells me right there, like, I don't want you on my team. I'm cool, bro. I live all the way in Hawaii. I'm just giving you an example. Yeah. And this dude's like, I want to see it locally. Oh, I can ship. But your best friend live in Michigan. You won't shout him out though. So that's that's just, to me, like I was telling you, ego and greed. Yeah. And that's a form of greed. Greed's a bad part. Mm-hmm. So if you can just have people like him around you that are not in it for the money. Yeah. They like the money. Don't get me wrong.
No, we need the money.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the money is just a byproduct of the efforts and the work that you put in when it comes to this breeding stuff. Because this breeding stuff is not easy. I learned that the very hard way the first time. I was like, man, it's basically up for almost 2 months straight dealing with these dogs because it's like 24/7 thing. Yeah. And then of course being able to be around people like you, we get to come over there and learn a lot. That's the stuff that right there that makes the difference in the long run, especially for the dog stuff and the quality and all that stuff. But the money comes in the efforts and the work at the end of the day when it comes to all this from what I've learned so far.
Well, the other thing I would tell you is if you have someone... So sometimes you might come across somebody like me, and my issue with people is when they ask me for advice, hey man, my dog got diarrhea. You give it Metro, 20 mg per kg. You know what I mean? But my vet said, okay, all right, well then don't ask me no more. You know, it's then they get like I get frustrated because like, bro, I have 2 small children. You've been in my house. Like the most concerning thing for me is my son says to me, Dad, you're always working.
Oh yeah.
That's not a cool thing for me. Like I don't get to spend time with my kids like that because I'm always on the phone or I'm always outside or I'm dealing with the dogs or something like that. And so, you know, when people call me, hey man, my dog is this, what should I do? Listen, this is what I did last time and this is what it worked for me. But my vet, alright, well then that's your vet, man. That was 2 hours down the drain. I could spend it with my son watching a movie.
You know, I think I got Chris on video talking about, you know, if any part of pride and ego shows up, basically don't call it no more. It's stop and return the calls. And I tell people, you know, Chris and I have connected on a level where I'm more familiar with his background and where he come from. It's I understand completely. I've been there. And I don't understand completely because I wasn't there, but we've got very
Similar stories.
Yeah, similar stories and some experiences that are like, it really shapes who you are and how you see the world. And you know what it's like on the dark side. And, you know, to be on this side is eye-opening. So when people think of, people say, you know, you're not a very fearful person, Trev. You know, what's one of the things that scares you? I said, it's nothing more scary than a prideful individual. If you show me any pride, they know I'll run. You want to see me run? Pride and self-righteousness? Oh, man. Because you can't talk to the people. You can't help them none. There's nothing you can do for individuals who are stricken with pride.
But you have to also remember, people like you and I get often grouped with them because they think we're arrogant.
That too.
But I'm not. It just, honestly, I'm literally in my own head.
I literally just told somebody that I was breaking down Elon Musk. I said, Elon Musk is not a terrible person. He's got Asperger's. I said, but imagine walking into a room and him walking past you. You get mad because he didn't acknowledge you. I said, do you know where his head's at? You worried about some patting you on the back and stopping because you're a human being, and he's somewhere on planet Zootron with 100 million things to do, and you talking about he didn't say hi to me. Why don't you respect the fact that the man is not he's not somebody who's living in a simple state of being. And like Chris said, we got a lot of stuff going on all the time, so we can help. But at the same time, when you go through helping so many people, you then have a process. The minute you say something stupid, like start going against what we know, and we don't know anything, but we know enough to be like, try this, then what are we talking for? I said, bro, what you asking me for, the nigga? I literally like, bro, I'm not going back and forth with you. You call your fucking vet. Call the doctor. Call such and such. Are you sure that's... I'm like...
Yeah, it's really annoying, man. And so the problem with it is a lot of people like me. There's a few people that I know that are like me. Like Jamie Sweet, she knows a lot of shit, man. And she's just like, Chris, why do you try so much anymore? I was like, well, that's just who I am. If somebody needs help, I'm going to help them, you know? Yeah. And she's tired too. Like, you get tired of everybody questioning what you tell them. Like, hey, my dog's got white, you know, newborn puppies. You got newborn puppies. It's got white greasy poop. All right, your dog's got coccidia. Are you sure? Yeah, pretty sure. I've had it a few times. So, all right, what do you do? Well, I do Metro and Cox, and you can do Albon. You can do. I mean, I do this, and this. You know. Yeah. I gotta be careful with saying.
Yeah. No, I
so you know, I do this, and this. Oh, but last time. So if you knew the answer, why'd you call me?
Exactly.
So it's not being ugly. It's just that I don't have like the emotion anymore to help people like that. So they think I'm being rude or disrespectful, and it's really not being rude. So people like Jamie, they're just so fed up, they don't want to help anybody no more. Because everybody feels, in this day and age, they feel entitled for the help instead of working for the help. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have no problems paying him, Mike. He wanted for me to do the work that you're doing. Yeah. And I was even willing to give you any information I have in my head for free. Like, it doesn't matter. And what did you tell me? No, we're going to monetize it. Like, no, bro, you can have it. Like, it's cool. Like, it's. No, I have 20 years in my head that I can pass on to the next person.
And even while we're sitting here, people, I'm thinking everything he said, I'm like, oh, that's a process right there. That's a process. That's how we do that, because you got to go through, and basically the man's telling you, as he told me, he wants his time back. He wants his time back, but at the same time he has a family, and he has ludicrous, he got mouths to feed. And so you can't do it for free, and there's a lot of free that's been going on, but if you create processes with a plan, you can help solve a lot of problems so he can get more of his time to spend his time when he wants to. Because at the end of the day, I think Marissa or someone asked me before, they said, do you ever get tired of this or, responding or helping? I said, listen, I live at the edge of my seat every day. I'm at the edge of my seat every day. I don't ever want to be a cheap experience. Therefore, if anybody comes to me needing help, guidance, inspiration, direction, a plan, that's who I am. Yeah. You can fight it, you can try to go hide in the corner, but the fact is, if somebody called me and they need some help, I'm more than likely going to be there. And I even had to break something down, somebody with my dad. I said, look, me and my dad, we don't get along. And I said, but I love the man to death. I said, y'all know I don't love a lot of anything. I said, so I had to block him. Mm-hmm. Because if he calls, I know for a fact I'm going to help him. So I can't answer my dad's calls because he knows. He knows if I walk away from anybody and their mama, hell, my mama. But if my dad calls, there's nothing I can do.
So my question, I just got one question for you.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with anything. Do you ask for help though?
Yeah. I'm the first person to tell him. I told him for 2.5, 3 years, I need help.
Mm-hmm. That's where I lack. Yeah. My wife will tell you. Yeah. I'll help anybody. I mean, I will help anybody. Mm-hmm. But the minute I need help, I won't ask anybody.
But see, I can.
That's my pride.
Yeah. And that's the one thing. But so where he has the pride, it's like it's there, but not really there, because even now with him doing this is another podcast he's done. We've been recording literally like mad folks over the past couple weeks. I think what I've learned from people like Chris and a few others who are, we won't say unsure, but not so certain at times about the things they want to do. Yeah. You also need a good guide. And so where I make him being him easy in terms of using the camera, it's like he don't need help in that no more, because now we just press play. Mm-hmm. We just press play. So
I want to show you this, because this is important. This is the type of person I am. Yeah. Remember I told you there was a gentleman that I wanted Stan to meet?
Yeah.
I reached out to him. Boom.
Perfect.
Done. Yeah. Made sure that Stan got
Stan, my dog's trainer, Stan.
Yeah. Remember I showed you?
Yeah.
So that's the type of person I am. Like I don't benefit anything by it, but you know who's going to truthfully benefit from it? Stan.
Man, and he messaged me the day after, say to Stan like the video, tell him I'll if long as I'm here until I leave, I'm here to help, man.
Yeah, I'll do another one. It don't matter.
Yeah, he'll be, trust me, he said, what's Friday after 1 look like? I would be out that way. I said, bro, bring it, man. I said, we all gonna be around good people like him. The Bible says, cling to that which is good for those that believe. And the thing is you cannot run from that which is good when you are good in your spirit and your heart. So Jamarcus has been around, and people say, a lot of times they spend a day with me, they say, man, how do you know all these good people? I said, for one, I'm good to myself. And that is respecting my time and being harsh at times to people, because I'm clear about the direction I'm going. So I might come off offensive, but I've already been down this road. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to spend half my day arguing with you about some shit because you read online and you ain't got the experience or walked into the lion's den. When you breed or do anything in life, when you have kids, you've been to the army, went to wherever you went, that's real life experience. And no book, not the Bible, can prepare you for what life's going to do to you or for you, depending on how you look at it, right? Yeah. So Chris, in this case, as he said, he don't know. Sometimes you don't even know where to ask for help, because people ask me to do, like, hey, I really sometimes don't even know. And I tell them, y'all got to help remind me that y'all here to help, because I work so fast and proficient that I forget that there are people who can help. So what did I start doing to help me help them? Is I literally gave them tasks. I said, let me see where areas I could be better in that I can't manage. I said, here's some tasks for the week. Give them to me in about 72 hours. In the next 72 hours, I'll try to review everything, work through them, and then give you the next set of tasks. Mm-hmm. But that's what a leader/business owner-operator does. Yeah. We're as good as the people around us, and even more importantly, the people that are with us. And these people are with me on this road, and I know that in my heart. I'm so grateful for Chris, even coming to help us real quick in the dogs. Yep. They moving, and he still took some time away. And I'm like, yo, if there's any moment, because like I said, I live at the edge of my seat. He's in the house where he's gonna actually shoot one with Hunter. He said, text me when you get back. I text him a little bit, but Chris is here, so I'm like, ain't no time like the present, because we don't know what could happen in the next 72 hours. And I would hate to miss any opportunity, because I think he'll see the value. He's seen the value, but there are people who are appreciating his word, his sincerity, him being genuinely himself, his joy, his candor, for that matter, and they're liking the approach that we've been taking, the way that we're going about it, But at the end of the day, let's just press and play being ourselves.
Yeah.
So ain't nobody staging nothing, you know.
Yeah, my wife won't let me let that porno thing. I said I ain't gonna be a porno star.
Another fun clip, but the synergy. The thing is, you don't gotta fake around like somebody who's sneaky or got some undercurrent. Chris could feel it, and I could smell it on the dog. I'm like, ooh, this is a bad person, bro. And I can't. My body literally reacts to it. And before I know it, I'm already saying something to put them in their place, and they ain't even said nothing. But I want to let them know, whatever you think, whatever that energy is inside it, don't bring it here, bro. I ain't the one. I'm not coming back from it if you cross that line. I'm here to protect everybody and keep everybody safe and make sure everybody's better, man. So is there anything else that we should cover, specific to dogs, life, anything, man?
No, just when you get into dogs, man, take it slow. That's all I would tell people. Take it slow. You know what I mean? You don't become a millionaire overnight. Same thing with dogs. Just take it slow and take your bumps and bruises because they're going to come. Just like me, just like anybody else. And don't feel like it's owed to you. That's the biggest misconception in dogs. Just because you paid $10,000 for a dog doesn't mean you're going to make $10,000 a puppy. You know what I mean? And
y'all heard that.
So just take it slow, because if I could do it all over again, I would buy one amazing female and build from there. Yeah. So that was just it. Like a lot of people, they feel like they need to go out and buy 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9 dogs. Start slow. Yeah. You know, I've been to some breeding symposiums, and they tell you that, you know, you should 5 dogs is the minimum for a breeding program, and one of them has to be an outcross that looks the same. Yep. The other 3 of them should be tightly related, and one of them loosely related. That's what they'll tell you. Yeah. So think about what I just said. 3 of them have to be tightly related. Yeah. So that could be mother, 2 daughters. That's your 1 dog. You can pay a stud fee nowadays. You know, when I went to this symposium, this was in the 90s. So sending semen wasn't so readily available. We used to put egg whites in semen. So it wasn't as common back then. So you don't necessarily need 5 dogs anymore. You can have 3 bad females off of the first one. And it's like literally, there was a gentleman that I'll tell you a true story. There's a gentleman that I really look up to and I admire. He lives out in Atlanta. He's a millionaire. He does real estate. You know, he does real estate, big time real estate. And what he does is he flips houses. So what he'll do is he'll buy a house in Atlanta and he'll buy a Frenchie. And he has 5 kids. So he lets the house, while they're remodeling it, the kid lives in it. One of the kids live in it. And then he'll put a Frenchie in the backyard. He'll breed the Frenchie and keep all the females. By the 3rd year, he has the house paid off the Frenchie puppies.
That's his way in which so the average Frenchie people, just so you know, I read the numbers. They've been doing about $15,000 to 10 off of Frenchies in pet land for 15, 20 years.
Yeah, but they don't sell. I mean, so the average non-colored Frenchie is about 5 G's.
There you go. But that's what the other point I was going. So now the average Frenchie should have anywhere from 3 to 6 puppies per litter. Yeah. If you start running that 3 to 6.
We'll say an average of 4 for 4 females.
There you go.
Because the first one, you don't make any money back. You recoup. You keep everything. You recoup your money through the males. Yeah. So your first one costs you $5,000. Yep. You have 1 litter. She gives you 4 puppies. 3 girls and a boy. Perfect split. You sell the male for the $5,000. You're dead even. You got 4 dogs now. He breeds all 4 of them, and he literally puts the money in the bank to pay the note on the house. That's what he does. And if he can pay the house off with the 4 litters, he just does it.
Yeah. And he was fixing up the house in the process too.
Yeah, his kids live in it. Bro, it was the most ingenious thing I ever heard.
But that's somebody who I keep telling a lot of these dog people, unfortunately, they don't have a plan. He just told me that a guy has a solid plan and it works. And it's ingenious. And it really works because that dog is very rarely, if ever, the Frenchie specifically, in a shelter. That ain't no shelter dog.
And the funny part is he doesn't have to do anything. He makes his kid because the kid lived in. Yeah. Hey, make sure you feed the dogs. Make sure you interact with the dogs. Make sure you clean up the shit. Like, he don't do anything, but you know, when it comes time to breed them, he brings them to his house, he breeds them, he sells all the puppies, and he puts the mom back.
There you go.
So
that's the process.
That's it. And that process.
Yeah, he just manages. It's ingenious, bro.
And that's the part where even with, I Built Dog and Bulky Built, we're kind of working on tightening up some processes. And I love the process of even trying to make sure, because they have a sound business.
Yeah.
It's solid, man. People know who they are. People going to keep buying bulldogs from them. Gina can move a bulldog like some people slinging rocks in the street. So that ain't going to ever be an issue. But now it's like, okay, how do we capitalize on you guys' ability to really help others? That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. This is about the sound, man. This is just our second one between me and him. Yeah. And I wanted to... But we're going to do something else, and like I said, Hunter and just some people that are out this way. But having you here. Originally, even last night, I wasn't going to record nothing. I was like, we're just going to do the sound. I'm like, man, we should record this for documented purposes. So if we get in the future, like, remember where this started? Because like the dudes Earn Your Leisure started their podcast, some black dudes, and they started in their basement, and then they now was literally on Times Square. They went into, and one of the dudes did some good time. Say one on hard, but some good time. On some money shit, and he was like, why don't our people, color folks, know more about how money works? But they don't even teach it to nobody in school. So you get out, and he's like, after I got, tried to be a motherfucker, basically, they now use that information and do all kinds of Rick Rosses with them. They went from 0 to 100, and the pandemic did help. Because people were sitting up there looking for things to watch and ways to learn to be better or make their money work, because they were losing their jobs and so many other things took place. And when someone like you, looks like you, speaks your language, it's easy for you to be supportive. And I'll tell you this, one of the best lines I heard when I understood the importance of culture years ago was actually in the first Rush Hour movie. And they say, we'll put somebody, he says, no, I need somebody who looks like me to protect me. There's someone who really understands what's going on here when they kidnapped his daughter. Always stuck with me. Rush Hour 1, when they like, we gonna put an FBI agent, he's like, nah, I got a guy flying in who knows what this means, and that's that. So, I didn't hear people.
So, who's Wallow? And who's Gilly? Which one?
What are we even talking about here, man?
Man, he does podcasts too, and they was talking smack to each other. You don't be watching that shit?
Wallow? What's that?
You don't know who Wallow and Gilly is?
No.
Oh, you talking about Gilly?
Gilly the Kid.
There you go, Gilly the Kid. That's what I was
And Wallow.
Yeah.
Who is these people?
Bro, this is what they do, man.
Yeah. They have a podcast, man.
I know that you don't.
Bro, you know 100 things that I don't.
Yeah.
Not 1,000. I said this in the first podcast. People have asked me for years, and I repeat, since podcast probably started, to do a podcast. I said, I'm not fucking doing it. I don't give a shit. It's back to like Chris, you get into this thing where I pour into people all day. What the fuck I want to do extra talking for? I live in these moments, man. I'm good. And they're like, bruh, you got to start a podcast. So then Stan kind of, X-Dog Stan kind of was like, yo, we need to start a podcast. And I'm like, well, I work for X-Dog in some way, fashion. So if he needs me to do this, that's my job. Let's do it. And then we start reaping some benefits. Not benefits like I'm getting, nothing extra. Just like, this is really going well. We're getting to talk dog and meet people and learn from people and work with people and bring them on and build their business, connect to more people. I'm like, this ain't too bad. And then, again, here we go back. Trev, when you go start your podcast, I'm like this. I said I want to start a fucking podcast. And I said, fuck it. This is a year that I believe is pivotal for me and a lot of people. And I want to document, like none before, everything that's going to happen for us and because of us, with the people who we're helping as well. And it's an opportunity to help educate, teach, inspire, and motivate people to do more. So myself included, here we are doing more. So I've never honestly listened to one podcast. I don't even listen to mine. I've never turned on one podcast on the podcast app, period. I do watch The Breakfast Club, but I didn't know it was a podcast.
That's exactly what that is.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't even know this. I tell you everything.
Every episode, bro.
No, I like the whole, I like that she, Angelique come from this point, Charlotte hit you with that truth. Like, I'm just
then DJ Drama. What you think about this?
Yeah, DJ Envy and them.
Every. And he always asks the stupidest questions.
Yeah.
So how did it feel that she cheated on you?
Oh, man. He asking that because he'll tell you he's a cheater for a long time. He thought he was going to lose his wife. Yeah. But I've always watched that. And I'm talking about, I probably rewatched the Sinbad one Y'all don't know who Sinbad is. He got 2 or 3 on there that he murdered. Like I've watched that 2 or 3 times. I love the Boosie one. The Boosie's a fool, so you like, I gotta turn on Boosie real quick, see what he talking about. And then you realize, damn, there was a shoe designer. They really do bring some people up there that really go into detail about the challenges and things they're facing. I love good stories. That's my thing. And so it's like, damn, Jill Scott, fucking DMX, Kelly Price. You go down, you know, Swiss Beats coming on there talking about DMX and reading that thing. You go, woo. Swiss spent 3. He's like, yo, you gotta come with me. Like he's like, D don't normally do that, and you find out why that connection is so important to Swiss and how he went it. You go. So I learned very quickly the intent of sitting people down who don't do that and saying, let's hear a little bit more about who you are and talk, and then make sure this moment exists. And that's what the internet, podcasts, social media, it gives us. So instead of me getting on there trying to just be entertaining, you entertain and educate. So this is both entertaining and informative. And when you have people like Chris and others that we plan on talking to, and myself, who live in life, we can share some moments with you that we believe help. You know, hopefully it lasts, you know, and it makes a difference in your day.
I really like DMX, man. I love the fact that he did so much without any recognition.
Oh, man, and the one who really tell you about it
is
Swiss and Ayana. Ayana saved my life. She said, boy, that boy could pray. He'll say a prayer that could. And Jay-Z, you seen that Jay-Z interview where he was like, bro, he get up there, the whole crowd going to take his shirt off, and then he did this. Then he prayed. I'm like, so.
And then I got to go behind him.
Yeah, I'm like, then I got to go. He's like, come on now. Who going behind that? Like, how you going to outdo that when everybody was so hyped, so emotional, and then cried because he took you to heaven?
Yeah. The thing about it is he did so much, and he literally never said anything. You seen the one with Swiss where he said, yo, X, you don't got the money for this. He's like, I literally had to pay the bill for the people because I couldn't tell him no. Like he just said, well, you know, it was in a diner or something, and he said, I'm paying everybody, anybody, I got it. And he was like, why you do that? You ain't got that kind of money. God told me to do it.
Yeah, and then some of y'all don't know what it's like to give beyond your means, which is why you got to work to have the means to be in a place where you can help those people who need help. You never know what even paying for that one meal will do for a person.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. This is what I got to get off my chest, and I want to thank both of you guys because, you know, being an older, I'm not old, but like my generation. Yeah. You know, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have the internet when I was a kid, like my son has now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. I don't know how to use any of it like you guys do. Yeah. And it scares me. Not necessarily like fearful of it, but it's like, okay, I don't want to have to learn something new. You know what I mean? Absolutely. So you know, and after watching that thing with Denzel saying basically like, listen, you ain't never gonna get any better unless you tell somebody you ain't good at it. Or like for me, you know, I never wanted to help people. Yeah. Because I was scared that I didn't have the answer. Yeah. So for me, this is making me learn again, because at that point, I was just trying to learn medicine. I wasn't trying to learn about dog genetics as much anymore. Yeah. So now I'm back to learning about dog genetics again, about structure again. You know, I was so caught up in the medical side of it because I'm fascinated by it that I got lost for a moment, I guess you could say. Yeah. So for me, I want to thank you guys because this is a portion of my life it's like the largest portion of my life to make better dogs every step of the way. And now with people literally in my face with the cameras, you know what I mean? But I mean it in a sincere way.
No, I know. Man.
I literally can get better again. You know, like we were just at the house and I said, you know, I want to keep this dog. She's like, I want to keep this one. And I was like, why? She's like, this one has a better rear. And I literally had to sit, y'all better not let her know this. I had to sit back and say, damn, she was right. You know what I mean? He does have a better rear. You know what I mean? Because I was getting, you know, that's the thing. You know, we get in swings, like you want to learn how to do video. Then you want to learn how to do your drone. Then you want to, and it's like you get focused so hard on those things that I got lost for a moment.
I just told this motherfucker standing here, I was sitting over here, I told him and his old lady the same thing. I said, look, you guys, You got to break up your day. You need diversification in your day so that you can be challenged to be better. And if you're only doing one thing, you ain't going to see the bigger picture. And you're going to get lost in that sauce and then wonder why nothing's happening for you. And the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to back yourself into a corner and then not know how to get out of there.
Well, he is telling you the truth, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. And, and that's the thing is like, because we were in a state, we were just almost burning ourselves out, burning both ends of the candle. And then, like you said, there was no diversification. Well, now where our days are a little bit of this, a little bit of that, we're doing things that we actually enjoy and then some, it's all just like now really coming together and moving a lot quicker because of the fact that we're not just sitting there almost turning ourselves into zombies, because that's what it was getting to the point, man. And it's just like, so having this change of pace has really, really done wonders. And that's the thing, like for yourself, as you were mentioning, once again, thank you for pouring your knowledge into us and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, you have to have those people that are around you that are going to make you uncomfortable, but force you to level up in a way that, we all learn collectively together. I'm out there practicing the drone stuff at the same time. I get to, utilize the information that you're teaching me when I'm in that bite suit. But at the end of the day, we're all uncomfortable together, but we're growing together at the same time. So you have to have those people around you, man. So thank you for allowing us to come in.
But that goes back to making up your circle too, though, man.
Yeah.
Your circle, okay, you got a circle.
No, I know that.
Yeah, that's that circle of bulldogs, but now you got the media, you got and it all really moves the circle.
Well, this Grand Poobah says, steel sharpens steel.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, I'm not bad-mouthing anybody around me. I'm reading things. I'm the guy that everybody calls.
Yeah, I know.
So who sharpens me? So I think I got...
He laughed because I said it. Look.
I think, I got so lost in the medical side of it because there was someone who was smarter than me and sharpening me. So I got addicted to learning there. So there's people that know nothing about dogs can teach you about dogs. So the man who knows everything learns nothing. So I do learn from random people. So it's not about that I'm smarter than everybody. It's not that. It's the things that you're going to tell me. I've either read the book that you're going to tell me to read, or I interpreted the same book that you just read. Yeah. So I want people who has the experience that I can learn from. So who has more experience than me at 20-some years? I mean, think about it in the dogs, where you guys are in the dog space. Do you know anybody with more than 20 years?
No, I don't. Not personally. No.
So you're telling me that, Ruben wanted to come down here. Bro, did you notice? I was like, huh?
Yeah. Because
you're telling me this gentleman's like a 50-year-old man.
Oh, yeah. So he solves problems left and right that the doctors can't solve, which is why they call him when he's not at the yard. Like, he ain't even been in the fucking place for probably 5-10 years almost, and they call him to come solve problems when they can't solve.
That's why my ears perked up, because that's somebody I can learn from.
Oh, for sure.
I don't
and vice versa. He feels the same way. You guys, man, would have such a blast because he takes life the same way you talk about it. I want to grow, Trev. If there's one person who could teach me one thing, between you and just being around Chris, I could learn more from him, and you could teach me more about the camera. It would build a bigger circle.
Yeah, that's just the thing, though. Like, there is people that I do speak with.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like them because they're old, so they're assholes. I don't mean it old people are grumpy.
They are.
You know what I mean? You
want to deal with it.
Literally, this is how they talk to people when you're trying to buy a puppy. Are you buying the fucking puppy or not?
No customer service whatsoever.
Yeah, literally none. Like, it's $2,500. You got it or not? That's how they talk to people. But I get through the facade because I know that the vast knowledge they have in their heads is greater than mine, far greater than mine. So I don't care how big of an asshole he is. I want to learn.
Yeah. That's funny because Fred said that about one of his guys. He said in Trev, most people don't like him either, but I'm pretty sure he has a dog. He has a dog that he bred that's not alive, but he's been breeding dogs longer than I've been alive. So he has the information. Ron. Well, Ron for sure.
Yeah, I remember Ron when he had hair.
Yeah. So you go and you learn from these guys who are historians and class acts per se, but they've been down every road you've been down, and guess what? They still doing it.
Yeah, because either they're really rough, they're like trying to catch a boulder, because they've been through it all. Mm-hmm. They've been through all the bullshit. Like, they call you thinking you're gonna buy a puppy, so that's how they get you on the phone to ask you a stupid question. Like, hey, my dog has mastitis. What? I thought you called for a puppy. Now we are talking about mastitis now. You know, that's kind of what they do. So, you know, people like this gentleman I'm speaking, he doesn't fall for it no more. Do you want the puppy or not? You know what I mean? So, but I called him on the total different reason. Like, hey, listen, I just want to learn. I want to pick your brain about something. I wasn't ashamed to humble myself and say that I don't know more than him or less than him. It's not about that. I want to learn. And so, again, I want to thank you guys because it's making me have to learn because people are going to question me. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So when they watch the video, I don't watch it. I'm just like you. I'm not on the internet. My wife gets mad at me.
I posted and share it, and people like they can tell me more about it than I said.
Yeah.
I look at, bro, I was there. I did it for this reason, and I'm glad it's helping.
Yeah.
But I don't need to go back and watch because look, I'm on Planet Zootron somewhere trying to think about the next 100 moves we got to make. That video was a moment in history. We made it. We got to move forward.
Yeah, you walked into it, so you already know. My wife, the most views I got on TikTok are with Chris. Same thing with you, Trevor.
Yeah. We got a couple videos that did really well.
I got one video on TikTok, and he's got more views than anything she's got too.
Period.
So it's not about that for me. You know what I mean? I don't do it for that.
And after that, look, somebody could tell you that he could have went and posted 5 more videos. Motherfucker still ain't posted one video on his own TikTok.
So it was never like that for me, man. It was always like I just want to learn. But this is forcing me to, dust off the old books.
That's what got Ruben excited again. He says, "Oh shit, Mr. Trevor, you're making me dig places I haven't been in a while. Like I have to really think through things." And then what do you do? He started getting the medicine and the book side. And that's this. It is this, and it gets fun when you get reinvigorated with the challenges of life.
That's what I told Stan when we were doing the training, because I haven't done training.
I watched it, man. It was like watching a fucking artisan at work. If you guys don't know what artisans are, they are the people who build things and are like blacksmiths in the old days that are just crafted at something. But let's say he ain't made a sword in a while, but you walk him into the thing, he like, let me see if I can put something together right quick. Let me just see. Give me that hammer reel. Let me just see what I can do right fast.
It was amazing because I haven't done it in a long time, in probably 15 years, probably 12. But it's like, man, I miss this. I did, because the connection that a human being can have with a dog.
Oh man,
it's remarkable, man. And I just missed it, and it made me come back to some of the things that I used to do with the dogs. And that's the same thing. Same thing applies with the dogs.
Yeah.
As long as learning the dogs, but just interaction with the dogs. And Stan brought me to the side. He was like, "Man, you can tell you love this shit." And I was like, "Yo, I just love everything about dogs."
Yeah, I do. I feel, and that's what fascinated me with Stan. That's why I beat him up, verbally at times, but it's because I really want what's best for the young man. And he's not a super young man, but I said, bro, do you know what you could be? You've got the charisma, you've got the poise, you've got the character, you've got the love. I watched this man first time I seen him like on the ground with a dog. Like, I'm like, bro, he was almost a different person when it was go time training somebody else's dog.
Yeah.
And even another message that he put, he said most importantly, Rocco, have fun. That was when he said, man, thank you so much for the day when he texted me. I said, and that's what it's about. He said, exactly, man. Because for him, it's the same fucking thing. It's about his dogs. That's all that really matters at the end of this thing is, we doing what we love, but our dogs, our loved ones are having a blast as well. So man, that was huge for him and myself as well. We've got a lot more good things coming, man. So this is an opportunity for us to continue to grow as men. And as I told him and I told Ruben, people was like, yo, how come you didn't do the live with me? When you misrepresent or when you don't promote something correctly or you have ill intent, guys like Chris and Ruben to tell you, I just want to be with my daughter. He don't like taking her to dance on Tuesdays, 8:00. He picks her up from school every day.
I do too.
He don't like missing it. He wants her to know he cares about the things that she's doing. So family, he was like, Trevor, I don't care about these people in my DMs or such and such. I just want to spend time with my family. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that he said, I'm grateful that you're pushing me, but I could care less what they want because you can't sell him. Oh, I need you to help me move. I'll give you $100,000. That means nothing to the man. That means it is the opportunity to be around good people, great people, and better people that encourage him to be a better man and inspire him to go out and do more every day. Period. That's the only reason that some of us should. That's the only reason I exist, is to be better every day and help people be better. So I appreciate that. Thank you for even sharing that moment, and that some people would never do. Like he said, I got to get it off my chest. I thank people. I think gratitude is one of the most important things in the world, man. Yeah. And one of the most important things in the world, because it helps to help people, and you'd be surprised how much it helps you. So the thing I tell people, I love to be the student sometimes, but part of my job is to be the teacher. When you are a great teacher, you think through all of their problems and try to solve before they come up, and they force you to be a better teacher, which then helps you also work on yourself. Because now you have to figure out how to respond and not in a non-emotional way. But in case you got to think of ways not to put somebody down when they're in your mind like it's a silly thing. But now, like, and you can see it in the videos where I think one of the homegirls, she said, or this girl I know, she just like, the way he even addressed and spoke to you was a way in which somebody would have to do it. Because I know how you really are. I said, listen, he's here to help. He's not one time put me in a state of being, again, how I feel, to put me down, right? But when somebody comes off derogative and makes it personal and try to put you down and make you feel bad, you be like this. Now I got to go somewhere I didn't want to go today. Because I'm not going to let this nigga get the best of me. But then other times you just got to walk away. Got to walk away and let a fool be a fool, because you don't want to turn into a clown in that process. So we thank you, again, for your time, your energy, your jumping in the car with me and riding over here real quick, and assisting in the problem that was not a problem. But we got the solution, man, and as I said, we got a lot of work to do over the next couple of days that we got him here. I'm definitely going to see him regardless if they move or not. I'll be out there at some point. But Chris Moore, man, he's a special human being. I hope he realizes and definitely knows that. I know what it's like to be in his shoes. I've said the same thing. I don't want to be bothered. That's my truth. I really don't like to be bothered, despite what people think. And then
you don't grow that way.
They did exactly.
And you guys made me realize that. Like my wife, she's been on my ass about. It's almost like I'm depressed, but I'm not. Like I'm happy. Yeah. It's not about being depressed. I'm just in my zone. Yeah. I'm comfortable. Yeah. As you would say, I'm fat.
I didn't say you fat.
I don't drink no water. So, but I mean, that's just it though. Like I was in my zone. I was in my little area, and guess what? I just told my wife moving to Michigan, Virginia. It's something to get me out of that zone. And all I really had to do, honestly, was just apply myself again. Yeah. And you guys are making me apply myself. It sounds like a cop-out, but it's the truth.
It's not a cop-out, man. You'd be surprised how many people don't know how much goodness lies within them. And unfortunately, as I said, you come ill-correct to a guy like him, I'm not trying to prosper off of him or benefit. Now, again, I got to pay the man for certain things. He pays for some of my services. And as I said, y'all doing this, I think y'all could do that. And we can get there so he can have more time with his family. So it is work. But at the same time, I want him to do that and take nothing from it. If it was a small investment, I want him to have full access to $400 million. And not because he needed money, just because you deserve. I think you're worth that. Long term, I think you're worth that. And at the end of the day, the world needs to know you exist. And again, I've fought it for a long time. I've always fought it. I keep trying to fight it, and I told them I'm going to accept the role that I have it's been bestowed upon me in life, and that's to lead. There's nothing I can do. No matter what happens, I end up at the front of fucking everything, because it's hard for me in real life to be quiet about stupid shit. So this could be better. What do you think? Well, let me show you such and such, because I don't do shit for fun like that. I want things to improve. So if I thought about it, or if I'm invested, I'm invested. And we're going to make this great, point blank. So you're like, oh man, so more people should see this thing. And that's that. So again, people, another great podcast with Chris Moore. Hopefully we get a couple more in with him. Probably take the stuff over to his crib the next time and just talk. His wife, we're going to have her on here talking about her experience with the Bulldogs, and make sure that we highlight both these lovely individuals who are just, man, a breath of fresh air for me. And I'm glad that they're inspiring and motivating my team, and I'm glad to be on the other side of the inspiration as well. I think we can get a lot done. As I just told them before we left, we got 10 days of work. 10 days of pure effort and work, and it is a lot of work, to be clear, people. It's a lot of work cleaning up and taking care of dogs. It's a lot of work picking up that phone, as Chris does, and help people manage the things that are going right or going wrong in their programs. It's a lot of work when you got kids. It's a lot of work day in and day out, and sometimes we don't get pat on the back or rewarded for that, but the reward itself is those moments of peace where we get to love the ones we love. That's the when we get to love the ones we love unconditionally and do what we love for that, getting up and going to sleep and just being there for those people who need us. So I'm grateful. Thank you. Fitbulltv, Chris Moore, Jamarcus Best signing off.
Why are you only fat motherfucker that's hot?
No, bro.
No, man.
It's always hot in this motherfucking room.
Dang.
Yeah.